Hello, my name is Myron Gaddis, motivational speaker, founder of the Realboss Gang movement. The Realboss Gang is a movement to uplift African American males, in particular stressing the importance of having a relationship with Christ. My motivation behind this movement came from a lot of my own trials and tribulations throughout life within about the past 4 to 5 years. Coming out of high school, I was the big athlete, had a lot of offers to play football, some Division I schools. Slipped up, it wasn't about my grades, and kind of fell off, had to go to a Division II school. That wasn't the down part of it. I met a lot of good people there, and made a lot of lifelong friends, but it wasn't where I wanted to be, so I wasn't happy. So basically I went to Newberry College for a year. I came home after that year and didn't have a plan. Once I got home, I worked a couple different odd jobs, but work wasn't too high on my priority list because my mother and my family, they still pretty much provided everything. I always had the cars I wanted to drive, the clothes I wanted to wear, so it wasn't a real big issue of going back to school, finishing my education. And I can remember working at a Kentucky Fried Chicken for a while at home, and it was like everybody that came in was, why you get kicked out of school, why you get kicked out of school? Not knowing that I didn't get kicked out of school, I simply left because that wasn't where I wanted to be. And after a while, it just started to weigh on me. Every day it was something else. I kind of felt like a bum for a while. And it kind of all came to a head July 4th, 2009. I just woke up that morning and just decided I wanted to give up on it all. And I can't say the month before that, I had just got saved. I started going to church a lot. But I didn't understand that once you got saved, the devil was going to come at you a little harder. And so after I did get saved, I thought things was going to immediately just get better, but they actually got worse because, he was, testing me a little more. And, when that day came, I just felt like I didn't want to be here no more. I felt like I tried God and it didn't work, so I didn't know what else to do. So I woke up that morning and I went to the only place I knew success, which was my old high school football stadium. And I sat out there, for a few hours that day just crying because I felt like, life just wasn't going how I planned it. I was in my feelings real heavy because I wasn't amounting to anything, so I felt, so I sat there and I cried, and when I finally made up my mind to get up, I went and got in my truck and I just sat there. And anybody that ever been to the old stadium we played at, there's a brick wall surrounding the stadium. And so I sat there and I just decided I didn't want to be here no more. Drove my truck, smashed it straight into that brick wall. Upon hitting that wall, I kind of realized immediately that, that was the wrong decision. Because even after I ran through the wall, I hit it hard enough to drive through it. And I sat there, I was like, I'm not hurting, I'm not dead, what's going on? But I looked around me and I had slabs of brick, had done bust every window in the truck, except for where I was sitting at. So when I got up, I stood up and realized I didn't have a scratch on my body. I had some glass in my foot because I had some loafers on with no socks, but got out unharmed. And at that point, I kind of realized I got a purpose in being here. At that point, I didn't know what it was, but I felt like I did have a purpose. I had a lot of family and friends come together around me, just kind of helping to lift me up and kind of get me back on the right track. I really got into church kind of heavy then. I can't say my Rondo Missionary Baptist Church family played a huge part of me getting my mind right, getting myself back together. And I can say within 6 months after that day, I had 4 scholarship offers on the table to get back in school to play football. And of course I chose Johnson C. Smith University. Came to Charlotte, ended up getting myself, back on the football field, pretty much paid for my education. And that's what kind of is my motivation now, because I don't want nobody else to have to go through what I've been through, because everybody's not going to be as fortunate. I knew I had, if I would have asked, I knew I had family and friends that would have helped me, but I wasn't comfortable asking them, stuff like that, didn't really have nobody to talk to me. But I definitely feel like it's my calling now, to spread my story, spread my words to all the rest of the young men and women too. I can talk to anybody because, these things apply to both men and women, young and old. It's never too late to get yourself together. And so that's why I started the movement. You know, that's why how the whole Real Boss thing came about. And I called it the Real Boss Gang simply because, you know, everybody wants to be a boss of some type in their life. You know, they want to be able to call the shots and this, that, to the fifth. Even if you flipping burgers at a McDonald's, you know, you can still take on that real boss mentality. You know, you hold your head high and you go to work, you know, feeling good that you're going to flip these burgers to the best of your ability or take these orders to the best of your ability. That's what the Real Boss Gang is all about. It's not about being in a position of authority. It's more so a lifestyle change, a way of life, where you can get out there and carry yourself a certain way. Because I don't care who you are or what you do, if you hold your head high, you got pride about yourself, you're going to get a certain type of respect from people. And that's where the whole movement comes from. You know, I plan to upload videos probably once a week, you know, different topics. If you guys have anything in particular you'd like me to speak about or talk about, you know, feel free to let me know via Facebook. If you have my number, feel free to text it to me. You know, I'll definitely share my insights with you. Be blessed, be encouraged. Real Boss Gang.